Siargao is mostly known as the surfing destination in the Philippines, with surfers flocking to the shores of the main island to catch its swells. But beyond Siargao's world-famous surfing spots, you'll find three islands that showcase the beauty of Siargao's seascape, no surfing skills required. The cherry on top, you can cover these three islands in half a day. The main draw of Naked Island is in its name. Bare and beautiful with no vegetation or structures, the island brings visitors to its shore by virtue of its simplicity. A stunning sandbar in the middle of the ocean, it's the perfect place to take photos against white sand and turquoise waters. Just note that there's quite literally nothing else to do here except swim, lounge, and take photos. If you're looking for a bit more activity, that's what the next island caters to. If you're not sure what island you're on, the large letters spelling Guyam might be a nice indicator. Guyam Island is Naked Island's more extroverted sibling. This island is usually the first stop in island hopping tours, which sets a lively start to your adventure for the day. Its terrain is a bit more complex than Naked Island, which plays into its advantage. It's small and circular with two distinct sides. One side is rocky with strong currents, while the sandy side is more serene. Since this stop does have significantly more foliage than Naked Island, you'll find cottages all over the area for guests to use. Just be mindful that the use of some cottages may come with a fee. And if you're lucky, you might just catch some performances as well. Management has actually also built these structures where you can pose for some photos. There's honestly so much more to do here than Naked Island, but that's the beauty of going 2 or 3 different spots. One thing that Guyam Island has that you won't find in Naked Island as well is this smoothie bar. But if you're looking for more than a nice cold drink, you'll love the next stop. Daku Island serves as the usual lunch stop for the Tri-Island Tour. It's the largest of the 3 islands and is a whole barangay in itself. It is primarily a fishing village with cottages lined up along the coast. There are also private properties along the beach. If you rented a boat, lunch is not covered, but fresh fish and other seafood are available and you can have the locals cook for you. However, if you opted for a group tour, this is where you'll be able to take part in the famous Siargao Boodle Fight, which is usually a perk of Siargao Tri-Island group tours. You can easily book your own Tri-Island tours online with Guide to the Philippines. This Tri-Island tour is a great introduction to the beauties of Siargao, but there's more where that came from. Beyond its beaches, coconut-lined roads and rivers, caves, lagoons, and food will have you booking the next flight to this teardrop-shaped island in Surigao del Norte. What's up, beach listeners? This is Hannah. For over 15 years, our team, together with the Poor Traveler, has been exploring the Philippines to list out the best that the country has to offer. Gone are the days that Siargao lurked under the radar of beachgoers. It's become a rising star in Philippine tourism. It adds to the reasons why you shouldn't skip Mindanao for beach trips, and we actually have a whole playlist with provinces to visit in Mindanao, which you can watch here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we have new videos like this one. Alright, on to the next stop on our list of things to do in Siargao. Siargao's main island has so much to offer to tourists. Comprising 9 municipalities of Surigao del Norte, namely Burgos, Dapa, Del Carmen, General Luna, Pilar, San Benito, San Isidro, Santa Monica, and Socorro, Siargao is bigger than you think. We'll mention each of the said municipalities in this video, but for sure, there are a few spots we'll miss. Let us know in the comments if you have any Siargao tour spots you'd like us to cover next time. Now, one thing you should know about Siargao land tours is that often it's customizable. Different operators will have different itineraries and inclusions, so it's best to confirm details with your tour operator before paying for your tour. If you'd like to book your tours ahead of time, we'll include the links in the description of this video for tours from Guide to the Philippines. Since we started the video with the Tri-Island Tour in General Luna, we'll cover the tourist spots to include in your land tour from south to north of Siargao. Let's start with Cloud 9. Since Siargao's roots as a tourist spot are anchored on its reputation with local and foreign surfers alike, General Luna was one of the first municipalities to get a boost of tourism. It's the home of Cloud 9, a well-known surfing spot in Siargao, where the annual Siargao Cup, a domestic and international surfing competition sponsored by the provincial government of Surigao del Norte, is held. Let's be real, I'm not going to be a contender in the competition anytime soon, but I did enjoy catching some waves at Cloud 9. I've surfed once in La Union before, but Cloud 9 is memorable for me since this is where I learned how to actually stand on the board. Right at the entrance of Cloud 9, you'll find a bajillion operators offering surf lessons, so if you aren't able to book ahead of time, it's totally fine. For my surfing lessons though, I had a great time learning from Elaine Abonal, head coach and owner of Surfista Siargao, and Kuya Jerry. You can find the prices for their different packages on your screen. I love being in the water, but surfing was a challenge for me before surfing with Surfista. I love that they do a Surfing 101 lecture on the shore before you even start getting into the water. It really sets you up for success once you start, and within the hour, you'll find yourself riding the swells if you apply everything you've learned. I'm not particularly sporty, but with Elaine and Jerry's help, I was able to catch some waves. If you're not particularly interested in surfing, you can watch locals and visitors surfing on the Cloud9 Surfing Tower, and we hear it's also one of the best places to catch the Siargao sunset. You probably know this bridge more for its informal moniker than its actual name. The bridge connects Catangnan and Cabitoonan, two barangays of General Luna. The bridge was inaugurated in November of 2021, and since then it has become a local hotspot for socialization and food trips. At around 4 p.m. in the afternoon, as locals and tourists alike await the sunset, the bridge starts to fill up with carts and people, giving the bridge a lively vibe that begins to taper down as dusk becomes night. I wasn't able to catch it at its peak, but this is what the bridge looks like in the middle of the day before hordes of people come together to enjoy the sunset, eat good food, and meet like-minded people. Maasin River is a 30-minute drive from General Luna. You've probably seen photos of the bent coconut tree sticking out over the river. When the tree was still standing, there was a rope attached to the tree where you can swing back and forth from and maybe let go and plunge into the river. The water is about 6 feet deep. But while this attraction rose to fame due to the bent coconut tree, there's so much more that you can do here. Aside from doing the Maasin River cruise, you can also take a mangrove tour or go firefly watching. There's not much to do here except to make a short stop on the side of the road to appreciate the lush cocoa paradise that seems endless as it sprawls across the island. It's a great place to take photos that scream Siargao since the island is known for its coconut plantations. Just 25 minutes away from General Luna, Secret Beach may not be the best beach to take a dip in as the water is a bit shallow, but its charm lies in the grassy area under the shade of coconut trees where visitors can lay their blankets and relax. Additionally, you can also rent a canoe or paddleboard here for a fee to explore the mangroves. We weren't able to catch the rental rates, so let us know in the comments if you have more info. But one good thing about Secret Beach is that there isn't an entrance fee for the beach itself. Another well-known tourist destination on the island of Siargao is the Magpupungko rock pools, which affords revelers the chance to take a dip in the crystal clear waters when you get there at the right time. The rock pools only appear at certain times, particularly when the tide is low. The location is a 45-minute drive from General Luna. Explore the Magpupungko beach if you want to feel some sand beneath your feet or do cliff jumping, but be extra careful because the rocks are sharp. It would be better to wear protective footwear or aqua shoes. If you're planning to DIY a visit to Magpupungko rock pools, it's best to check tide schedules which do change daily. We'll add the link to this website for checking the tide in the description of this video. Another popular attraction on the island is Sugba Lagoon. It is located on the northwestern portion of the island. The jump-off point is the town of Del Carmen, which is about a 2-hour drive from General Luna. There are many ways you can explore the lagoon, by renting canoes, bamboo rafts, and paddleboards, and by snorkeling. There's a 2-layer docking area or rest area where you can also rent tables for a fee. One of the highlights here is jumping off the diving platform into the clear turquoise, sometimes emerald waters. Since this attraction does require considerable travel time, some tour operators may exclude this from their packages, opting instead to offer it as a half-day or whole-day attraction on its own. Either that or your tour may start extremely early in order to cover this and other attractions across the island. Just a note in case you really want to include this in your itinerary. A scenic viewpoint offering panoramic vistas of the island's lush landscapes and coastline, Trogon's Perch is an oceanfront property that offers delicious eats, rooms with a view, an infinity pool, and a fitness center. So they do have day tour rates, but it's consumable. For 500 pesos, you'll be able to consume food and drinks. But if you want to use the pool, you'll have to pay a non-consumable pool fee. We'll tell you all about the restaurant in our next video, but for now, enjoy the glimpse of this view of the Perch as well as nearby Pacifico Beach, which comes next on this list. Located on the northeastern coast of Siargao, Pacifico Beach in San Isidro is less crowded and offers consistent waves, making it suitable for both beginner and intermediate surfers. Similar to Cloud9, you will also find surfers offering their teaching services here. Siargao is famed for its beaches and surfing spots, but the island also features freshwater caves and lagoons. Sugba Lagoon is a good example of that, but this little lagoon tucked away in the northern part of Siargao was one of the highlights of my recent Siargao trip. Since February is quite a rainy month on the island, I was looking for alternative spots to visit that my other teammates had not yet visited. Fortunately, my tour guide Kuya Ivan included the Tigasao Linaw Cave Lagoon in our itinerary. For a 25 peso entrance fee, you can swim in the cold, freshwater pools and even take some gorgeous photos in the caves. Despite the rainfall, the water was crystal clear. Since this attraction is quite new, Kuya Ivan and I were literally the only guests on the day that I visited, at least for the time that I spent there. In a rising tourist spot like Siargao, I deemed this a rarity and I took advantage of it. We spent almost 2 hours, make it 3 maybe since I enjoyed so much, alone at this spot. Aside from booking tours online, you can also opt to book with local tour guides directly. Since I had such a hectic schedule and could only start touring after lunch, I opted to book my main island tour with Kuya Ivan instead for flexibility. These next 2 stops in Burgos are quite near each other. Since these are viewpoints, there's really not much to do except admire the view and take some photos. The $1 Million View is a viewpoint along the Siargao Circumferential Road that passes through the municipality of Burgos. It's popular for its overlooking view of the Burgos coastline from the side of the road. The specific viewpoint we visited is 30 meters away from the entry point of the next item on this list, and we'll add a Google Maps link in case you want to DIY a visit. The Secret Mountain View gives you a bird's eye view of the Burgos coastline, even throwing in a glimpse of the Siargao Circumferential Road. Do take note that this does involve a 15-minute walk to and from the viewpoint. The walkway isn't fully cemented, so be prepared for a quick but rough journey. Since I went on a rainy day, the cement was quite slippery, so it was actually better for me to walk along the rocks instead. As I mentioned, the entrance to the path leading to the Secret Mountain View is a quick walk from the $1 Million View, so you can use the same Google Maps pin for both spots. Tucked away in a secluded cove in northern Siargao, Pasikon is a white sand beach flanked by coconut trees. Established in 2021, this beach is perfect if you want some privacy as there aren't as many tourists here. What I loved about this stop was watching the waves crash against the shore. Taktak Falls is the only waterfall in Siargao. What I love about this attraction is that there is no hiking involved to get here. As a lazy girl, that's always such a good thing for me. You can drive your vehicle all the way up to the falls and just park at the nearby parking area. This one's a popular one with the locals. Alegria Beach is found near the northern tip of Siargao. Despite the heavy rains during my visit, this beach was calm, which made it perfect for swimming for all ages. While the community tax required to enter this beach is cheap, you pay the price by travel time, particularly if you're coming from northern Siargao. From General Luna, it's around a 1.5-hour drive to get to Alegria Beach. Kuya Ivan, my guide for this visit, tells me that while it is a bit out of the way, it's a popular spot among the locals. The Sahotan Cove tour was personally the highlight of my Siargao trip. Let me start this by saying that this tour involves a large investment of time. From General Luna, it will take 45 minutes via a multicab to get to the port of Dapa. From the port of Dapa, you will take a boat and travel around 1 hour and 30 minutes to the Pamosaingan port of Bukas Grande Island, and sometimes the travel could even take 2 hours. From the port, it will take another 15 minutes to get to the Gatan Bay Resort, which is the jump-off point for all the activities for the day. That's 2.5 to 3 hours of travel time one way. Make sure to consider this if you'd like to include this in your itinerary. I suggest allotting a whole day for this and then ending the day with a delicious dinner at General Luna when you get back from the island. Here are 3 major attractions that you can expect from a Sohoton Cove tour. The name of this cave comes from a local word hagok, which means to snore. This cave is also known as the Hagukan Luminous Cave, famed for its luminous green waters. The catch though is that you have to hold your breath for 8 seconds in order to get in or out as the high tides block the entrance of the cave. It's quite exhilarating, and witnessing the green waters inside the cave and of course getting pictures is truly worth it. Normally, I wouldn't risk swimming in jellyfish-infested waters, but that's actually the whole point of this attraction. You're meant to put on your snorkel and swim with the brown and moon jellyfish in this particular area of Sohoton. There weren't any brown jellyfish when I visited, but there were a few moon jellyfish swimming around. 100% nerve-wracking for me, but the guides were always there to remind us that these are stingless jellyfish. Once you get accustomed to seeing the jellyfish milling around, you'll start to enjoy spotting them in the water. If you find yourself coming into contact with any of the jellyfish, just make sure not to touch your eyes and other sensitive areas of your body after, as it could cause some irritation even if they don't sting like other jellyfish. This is probably my fave stop in this whole tour. The Magkukuob Cave gets its name from the local term kuob, which means to duck. What's interesting about this cave is that the only way you can get out is to jump. It's a spelunking type activity which requires you to swim a few feet within the cave and then eventually climb up and out of the cave. Don't worry, you'll have your helmet on. Upon getting to the exit, there's a platform where you have to jump. If you aren't up for the slight climb up the sides of the cave or the jump from the platform, you can skip this one and enjoy watching other tourists make the leap from your boat. After all of these activities, which will take around 2 to 3 hours, your boatman will take you back to the Gatan Bay Resort for a late lunch. The Sohoton Cove tour is perfect for thrill seekers. It's definitely a bit more active compared to some of the other attractions in this video, so it is quite tiring, but I can truly say I was never bored throughout this whole tour. 1 hour from General Luna, you'll find this unassuming municipality of Siargao that has so much to offer. Considering the growing tourism of Siargao, finding unspoiled and uncrowded tourist spots on the island is rare. In San Benito, you'll find beaches like Kangkangon White Beach, and you can even go island hopping and visit Pagsabayan Islet and Litalit Island. For a freshwater escape, you can also visit Poneas Hilltop Hidden Lake, which boasts seemingly bottomless water which reflects the skies like a mirror. Not many packaged Siargao tours include San Benito, and we didn't have enough time to cover the municipality on our own, so we don't have any clips yet. This is definitely included in our list of the things to visit when we go back to Siargao, but if you have any insights about these attractions in San Benito, let us know in the comments. And that's it. We've loved bringing you all over Siargao. If you guys have any tourist spots or attractions in Siargao that we haven't covered yet, let us know in the comments. If you haven't had enough of Siargao, we're also posting a video about where to eat on the island very soon. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you get notified once that video is up. You can also check out our blog, philippinebeaches.org, for more helpful travel information. You can also follow us on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. We are Philippine Beach List on all those platforms. The Philippines has thousands of islands. It's going to take a lifetime to visit each one. So we better get counting. Again, this is Hannah. Join us next time as we check another destination off our Philippine Beach List. Bye!